Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with our Monday expert, Mr. Rylas Dana. How you doing, sir?
Hi, doing great.
Thank you for doing this. You are an attorney, an estate attorney and the like. And one of the things I thought we should talk about, given your expertise, you dealing with high net worth individuals a lot, is did you see that good old Janet Yellen? At least I think it started with her. She wants to track all bank deposits over $600. Did you see that?
I've heard about it on your channel.
That's good.
So that's how I heard about it. But I thought it was really interesting how they wrapped it in with tracking billionaires, right?
Yeah, that was
clamping down on billionaires. Like there's like no connection, right? It's like that's what's kind of funny about it.
Yeah, I really don't get the connection, right? Again, they're selling you this big, we're going to tax the billionaires, make them pay their fair share. All these tax cheats are billionaires. And then, oh, by the way, we're just going to look at the bank, everybody's bank account. Every time there's a $600 deposit. And I'm like, huh? You think a Wall Street or a billionaire is going to even deposit a $600 check? I mean, geez, crazy.
Yeah. And my thoughts were, I remember learning this in law school about privacy, Fourth Amendment. You know, where is there an expectation of privacy? And there's none in your bank accounts, surprisingly. Bank accounts are not private.
Interesting.
So the way I took it, it's kind of like the federal government is telling you they're watching. Is kind of what it seems like. They're telling you that they're just looking, down to that level of $600.
Yeah. So what again, this is why I love talking to experts that have different skill sets. So the Fourth Amendment is, what is it again? It's expectation of privacy.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. So,
Okay.
The Fourth Amendment protects you from searches and seizures,
Got it.
that invade your privacy.
Got it.
But
okay.
The test is basically was there an expectation of privacy?
Got it. And you're saying a bank account does not meet that legal bar? Is that kind of fair?
Right.
Okay. All right. So it's funny. I have known, or at least I believe, and I don't know if this was just like bad news that I believed in and hence have repeated 1,000 times. But for most of my adulthood, I always thought the magic number for the bank to report to someone, it was the government, was $10,000, right? Anytime there was a deposit of or withdrawal of $10,000 in cash, they would tell, I don't know, the SEC or some banking institution. Was that or is that a real thing, or am I
I don't know. It was on The Sopranos, so it must be real, right? Like like Sopranos and like that type of culture, right? Where they're like, no, like make it for 9,000,
yeah,
900 or. But yeah, I don't think that gets you around anything, right? Like, what's the difference? It's not like, oh, nothing here, nothing to see here,
see here. Yeah, and then the other thing that I think about, right, is a lot of this is now obviously electronic, right? It's all ones and zeros living in some computer somewhere, data center. But let's assume it was 10,000, because I think that's a thing. I don't know. And again, I don't know who you reported to, but I've known that that's a transaction. I know one time I won a jackpot gambling. It was over 10 grand. And I was like, oh, this is going to get reported. So anyway, so
it may be, I think the rule is that banks have to report it is what it is. And there's more reporting on the bank level.
Yes, exactly.
And that was probably before the days of when things were more digital, right?
Correct.
When it was a little harder for them to look at everything at once.
Exactly. So now they're talking about this 600 number, which I think is, especially if you're singing me a song that we're going to go get the billionaire tax cheats, and now you take it to $600. Oh,
yeah, that seems a little scary. That's like, it tells you it's like we're gonna exercise these powers.
Yeah.
And
when you go to $600, you're not getting the billionaires, you're getting the solo entrepreneurs, the people selling stuff on Etsy, and it's just stop singing a song that doesn't make sense. That's just bad.
Yeah. And it's funny how they tie it to one thing but do another.
Yeah.
So it's classic politics,
Oh, absolutely. And they think the American public is stupid enough to believe it. That's the thing, right? Get the billionaires, fair share. Oh, $600. oh, billionaires. It's like, look over here. Don't look over there. Look over here. It's a crazy. The other thing that I realize, and the other fear I have, is even though things are digital, it is going to be more expensive. These regulations, right? I've worked with banks over the years. I worked in software, and a lot of my largest customers were banks, and they have to adopt internal controls, systems, checks and balances. And if, let's just say you take it from 10,000 to 600, the sheer size, the teams, the internal regulation, auditing, double checking, the overhead that will be required by banks will raise fees. Banks aren't going to do this for free. We, the public, are once again going to pay for government intrusion, and bank fees will go up. They have to, right? Because the banks are for-profit entities, and if they're going to double or triple their auditing costs, they're going to pass it on to somebody.
Yeah, and it seems like it may be a way to watch crypto trades, to try to get taxes on crypto.
Yeah. Speaking of crypto, it's interesting. I saw a post by just total left. I'm turning left now. So Mark Cuban, right? Mark Cuban, Dallas Maverick owner, sold whatever to, he's a billionaire.
Yeah. I love Mark Cuban. Awesome, awesome entrepreneur.
Yeah,
does what he wants.
Speaks his mind, not afraid to pay the fine. I love it. So anyways, he had a post the other day talking about Bitcoin, and he actually admitted a mistake. What he admitted is Bitcoin's not really a currency. It's more a store of wealth because of taxes. He's like, why would using Bitcoin is tax inefficient, right? And I'm like, yeah. And again, what's going to happen likely, just like Elon Musk, for example, right? Elon Musk owns a lot of stock in Tesla. That money that is worth so much, he can get a loan against his stock. And again, a loan, Rylas, is non-taxable, correct?
Correct. So yeah, that's a way that billionaires don't pay taxes.
Exactly. They're not having income.
Exactly. They don't have income. Exactly. So they position it to not have income.
Yeah. You can tax them 90%. If they're living off a loan, it's not taxable. That's an amazing thing. So where I was going with this is Bitcoin could be one of those things that increases to some stupid level where it never gets traded again. It just becomes an asset to back loans, right? It's possible, right? It goes to $1 million or whatever. I'm not calling that. I'm just using it as a crazy example. You could, if you own $1 million coin, you can go get a 100K loan pretty easily, probably.
Yeah. And that's, the other thing with Bitcoin though, is it's a store of value, but what utility does it have? That's kind of the question. It's just O's and ones. It's just, but I guess same thing with our dollar, right?
Yeah.
I guess the dollar has a country backing it, whereas Bitcoin has scarcity, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, this is taking a total left turn, which is totally fine by me. When I look at the two largest crypto, because again, I own a little bit of both, not a lot, but just a little. I see Bitcoin as kind of virtual land almost, right? Because it's not a currency to me. It's a store of wealth, and it's like virtual land that there's limited supply, right? The closet or classic, they're not making any more of it by land, right? My opinion. Could be totally wrong. And then I look at Ethereum, and Ethereum to me is almost like the internet, right? It's a super highway. It's a way smart contracts and transactions. And it doesn't have the limit of land, right? Because right now there is no limit on Ethereum, at least to my naive understanding. But what do you think of those two things? Am I simple understanding okay?
Yeah, so the Ethereum and the smart contracts, that's what gets me really excited about the blockchain. It has more utility, I would say, than Bitcoin. My personal opinion of Bitcoin is I think it's the first pioneer that gets slaughtered, that proves the concept.
Right.
And
then gets taken out to the woodshed and killed eventually.
It's the beta to the VHS,
Oh, beta VHS. I like that analogy, right? Beta was really, really hot. They thought they had it wired. And a lot of people listening right now are like, what's beta? They don't even know what a Betamax is. Go Google Betamax, folks.
I only learned about beta in business school. They use that example where it was a better product, but VHS took over the market.
Or it's AOL to your Gmail or whatever, right?
It's kind of the first there.
The first mover, yeah.
But it's really unknown. The fact that it's scarce and people want it is giving it value.
Yeah.
But
so is it fair to say that Rylist has more Ethereum than Bitcoin?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I have just a tiny fraction of a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And a little bit more Ethereum and Litecoin. And
so what does Rylist add to? Right? Rylist gets a couple of bucks from something. What are you buying Litecoin, or what are you adding
to? Nothing really right now, to be honest with you. I bought them like 5 years ago, and I'm just kind of watching.
5 years ago, you're doing okay. What was Ethereum 5 years ago? It was like $8 or something.
Yeah, I don't remember. So I know I spent like a few thousand, and for a long time it's only worth a few hundred.
It went the other way.
Yeah, and then now it's back up to like around 8,000 or 9,000 or so.
So yeah, just looking at the chart, I just pulled it up. You could have bought it anywhere between 400 and 600 probably 5 years ago. Yeah,
I think it was just under 1,000. I want to say.
Okay, so yeah, you caught that little peak. Yeah, you caught the peak here, and then it was down for 3 years, and then back up. It was fun.
Yeah, but who knows? It could drop. It could drop tomorrow. All of that.
I'm not adding. That's interesting. That's cool.
Yeah. So I'm adding to my savings to buy real estate is my plan.
There we go.
Talking away so I can be ready to jump on seller finance deals, sub-2 deals.
Yeah. And again, like we talked about last week, folks, you did some driving for dollars with your kids, your two of your 3 sons.
Yep. Knocked on some foreclosures, plan on doing more of that.
Yeah. I'm curious, now that it's been a week, I guess 2 weeks since you did that. Any feedback from them? Did like one of them come up to you and say, "Hey Dad, let's do it again," or?
Not yet. I haven't really seen them yet. I only have them every other weekend.
Okay.
And then on like Wednesdays.
Gotcha.
And they always, they dread it. They don't want to go. So,
yeah.
But I've talked to their mom. Their mom's on board.
Nice.
Again, because it's like they got to learn some skills, and we're not relying on school to do all of that. So
yeah, this is an important thing. Money, earning an income, side hustles. These are all things that I wish I was taught and just wasn't. My family was very much go to school, get a good job, make a lot of money, buy nice stuff, right? We got to teach them different. And I applaud you for that.
Yeah. So I just, trying to figure it out. So I still feel like this younger generation is always smarter, right? I'm trying to get them interested in cryptocurrency to see where they take it, the next generation.
Your ages are 9, 11, 14. Do I remember that?
Yep. 12 and 14.
Okay.
9, 12, and 14.
I don't know if this will work for the 9-year-old, but how about this? I don't know if you've gotten them my book, One Rental at a Time, but if they read it and then they do a 1-page book report, I'll give each of them $100. Let's see if we can bribe them.
Awesome.
I want to help see if we can't get them thinking about this stuff.
Yeah, they might get into that, the bribe.
Yeah, let's bribe them. And let's say they got to get it done by Christmas.
Okay.
Let's put basically 2 months.
Okay.
2 months, read a book, it's only 1 page, whatever that is to them. And it's open to all 3 of them, right? I've done book reports before. In fact, I may do one over the Christmas holiday again. I like that. So
that's a fun challenge.
Yeah, I gave out I think the last time I did this summer book report challenge, I gave out almost $3,000
awesome
to kids. It was an amazing. I have them somewhere. I think it's in my drawer here. So yeah. Anyways, I digress. We've been all over the map here, folks. But again, I guess let me ask you this. I'm sure you've seen by now the Bitcoin ETF is probably trading tomorrow. In your world, maybe that's a sign of a top. Maybe.
Yeah. So mine, I think you hit on it, or one of the options it may be. I don't know if it's you or another channel, but what I think it is, I think it's a way for Wall Street.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah.
So I agree with that.
It's a way for Wall Street to take money from the average Joe.
That's what I see it as.
Gosh darn Wall Street. Once again, lining their pocketbooks. Go figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't blame them.
No, it's kind of what they're supposed to do, I guess. That's in their charter, I guess.
Yep.
So as we wrap this up, Rylas, if somebody wants to get a state attorney, maybe look at probate either in Arizona or California, how can they reach out to you? Because you're an amazing resource with 2 YouTube channels as well.
Yeah. So my big thing is complete estate plans. As part of that, a lot of information is stored electronically. So I'll kind of bring it full circle. So it's also important to have a plan for your cryptocurrency, the pictures that you keep on your iPhone, things like that. Yeah. So my website is danalegalhelp.com. So that's where I practice law. And I have a YouTube channel there, and I go live more often on my Mott Legal, MAAT.
Cool.
And Mott Legal is where I'm sharing resources with my digital planning process for attorneys so that they can also have good solutions for cryptocurrency and digital assets that are stored electronically.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you very much for doing this. I appreciate you. And thank you for being a part of my private Facebook group as well.
All right. Thank you.